We'll go ahead and get started. This is case 22-1270, Greenhouse Real Estate Holdings versus Wilmington Trust. Ms. Freeman, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'm Carrie Ann Wozniak. I'm here with Judge Jim Edwards and Judge Eric Eisnagel as well. And we are here today in order to show cause why sanctions should not be imposed against you, Ms. Freeman. I'll briefly summarize the history of the case and why we're here today. Back in June, this case was dismissed for failure to pay the filing fee. After that, it was paid, and the motion to reinstate the appeal was granted. The initial brief was due in July. The initial brief was never filed. After that, a motion to dismiss was filed, and your client was ordered to file a response. That response was never filed. Then a second motion to dismiss was filed. The motion to dismiss was granted. Ms. Freeman, you were ordered to show cause as to why sanctions should not be imposed. You didn't respond to that order. And then you were ordered to appear at this hearing back on September 14th, and you were ordered to file an acknowledgement of the order by September 20th. You filed that acknowledgement on the 21st, a day late, after our clerk's office and our IT personnel had to reach out to you about this hearing. So here we are now with the hearing, and we would like to hear from you as to why sanctions should not be imposed against you.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity to talk about this, and nice to meet you. What you said is correct. I mean, I don't really have much of an excuse to present. It's correct that I failed to respond to two orders, July 29th regarding to the motion to dismiss, and August 17th regarding the order to respond why sanctions should not be imposed. And what happened with this case is I have a client with a portfolio of many foreclosures, over 60 cases. Typically, I do all the trial level work. And once I file the notice of appeal, another attorney takes the case over, unless the client decides not to proceed. So in this case, I did file the notice of appeal. And the deadlines, I really rely, because of the heavy workload with this portfolio, I rely heavily on my legal assistant. And unfortunately, she left me in July. So after that, I've been handling this myself. And I just got buried in all these emails. Unfortunately, these emails for some reason go to my spam. Usually I do check spam because it does happen frequently enough, but I didn't end of July and August. And when I did, I saw the accumulation of all of these orders, which I didn't respond to. My client did decide not to proceed with this case. So the right thing would have been to file a voluntary dismissal early on and not to have wasted your time and your resources. But that's basically how we ended up here.
And you seem to recognize, based on your response, that this is not an appropriate way to practice law.
Of course.
And so you do not have any associates or anyone else working with you. You handle all of these cases on your own?
Typically, I have a paralegal. She left in July. So since then, I haven't found anyone to replace her, yes. But regardless, I'm responsible for these deadlines. And I've never had sanctions against me before. I just crazy this happened, and also multiple times in one case. So I'm very embarrassed and apologetic, of course.
Do any of my colleagues have any questions?
So just so we're clear, all of this court's emails, our orders went to your spam. Is that what happened?
Yeah, but it happens frequently enough where I usually I'm in the practice of just checking my spam usually. And I did not do that in July and August when the orders were issued.
It seems like that might be an ongoing problem. How are you going to resolve that so that at least court orders don't go to your spam?
Just to have a system of checking that daily is the same that I check my regular inbox. And I am hiring a paralegal now. I should have one in the next 2 weeks.
Is there no way, I'm not a technology expert by any stretch, but is there no way to authorize the court as an entity so that our orders don't go to spam at all?
That's a good idea. I've actually got my brother. He's good at technology because it's just the 5th DCA for some reason. I'm definitely going to look into that, Your Honor.
Okay.
And I know that the clerk's office also reached out to you by mail, by telephone numbers that were listed on your motion for reinstatement, and I don't believe that they heard back from you there either. Was there an issue with that communication?
Well, but I've been working remotely, so I haven't been to my office, so that I didn't get the mail, if they sent us mail. No, I did not see it. Any paper mail from them.
Does anybody look at your mail for you?
Yes, typically, well, when I go back, I will look at, it's very rare for me to have any correspondence by mail that's not by email also. So it's never been an issue in the past.
Well, Ms. Freeman, I want you to know that our court personnel have spent a lot of time trying to contact you, sending out orders in this case. If every case was handled this way by attorneys,
Yeah.
I don't know what would happen to our court system. I'm on the Appellate Rules Committee, and I know that the members of that committee spend hours and hours with deadlines and figuring out changes to rules. The Florida Supreme Court does as well when they're deciding what to implement. And they're not just guidelines. These are deadlines that need to be filed. Do you understand that?
I completely understand, Your Honor, and this is not something I'm in practice of doing. I've been in law for 8 years, and I've never been in a situation before. I definitely respect the deadlines, especially after now. Yes.
Does anyone have anything else to add?
The only thing I'd caution you is you're going to get another order from this court. If I
Okay.
were you, I'd be on the lookout for it, and
Okay.
whatever it says to do, you need to do. Okay?
Your Honor, trust me, I'm gonna reply within seconds of receiving that order. I know.
And Judge Eisnagel has a very good suggestion, and that's to get with somebody who has technical expertise, because I know you can designate a sender as a trusted sender, so it won't go to your spam, or at least it should not, but.
No, of course, that's a great idea. I'm going to take care of that today with my brother. Yeah.
But
And
the other thing is,
I guess,
as we mentioned, we also sent it by mail. I mean, I'm not sure, I'm not working for the Florida Bar here, but you're required to have a current address with them. And we have sent mail to your address on your pleadings, and we've sent mail to the Florida Bar, the address the Florida Bar had, and not getting anywhere. That may not be full compliance.
Definitely. I will definitely update everything on the Florida Bar website. Mhm.
I'll say I'm sympathetic to sort of falling into the sort of, I don't know what to call it, but falling into the belief that we don't need to check our mail, US mail, right? Because everything comes by email and electronic now. But I think the problem here is that, you were relying on sort of your spam mailbox, and at the same time sort of neglecting your physical mail, right? And when you put those two together, it's a really, really, really bad system.
You're completely right. And it's not a system starting today.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Freeman, my colleagues and I are going to confer and determine what, if any, sanctions are appropriate, and we will be in recess.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for your time and appreciate this discussion.
Thank you.
Yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye.